news. All right, so this announcement is what, 35 minutes old?
Yeah, it's about 35, 40 minutes old. I think it just came in as we were prepping to get online.
Here, I'll put the URL of the announcement in the comment section so everyone can follow along. Here we go. Hey, so Wickr, I'm not even what is Wickr?
So it's actually rare for them to come up with something completely new and different, which is not either in reInvent or they haven't done a big show about it. But it looks like if you actually go to the AWS Wickr webpage, just go down at the end of that. Yeah. This, I think, gives you a much better idea of what Wickr really is. So basically, for your corporate communication, if the need for security, end-to-end encryption, making sure that all of your communications are archived for legal and compliance purposes, this tries to solve that particular pattern. So you basically have client, controlled keys that basically encrypt everything, where even AWS has no control over or no access to decrypt any of this stuff. And all of your data compliance requirements are kind of managed in one place. And it basically encrypts and allows for communication. What
So
I
is this
am
like
interested in knowing is if it's a new client like Chime or if it is embedded and built into Chime. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So I think
that's
we're
what I'm
going to get
looking
the
for. I'm
preview.
looking for a screenshot. Let's see.
There is one.
Who is Wickr? Like, is this a Slack replacement? Like you said, a Chime replacement, or what is it? Video.
I have a feeling that this is going to be a layer in Chime because it
Okay.
makes sense over there because you're talking about chats, you're talking about communicate, voice, video, you're talking about file sharing and screen sharing, which is all. I mean, AWS's tool there is Chime and the Chime SDK, and I'm assuming that Wickr is going to be not only an independent service where you could have any streaming data or file data that gets encrypted, but Chime will probably incorporate this as the client of choice. But I don't know how this plays with Slack or any of the other tools. Again, since this is just 30 minutes old, we're going to, right after this call, I'm going to see if I can get preview access to Wickr and play around with it. We'll probably have an update next week on this.
Yeah, that sounds really good. It's reading the description, it looks like Slack, and I can see a benefit of, as from a procurement side, when you're looking at a tool, especially having worked with PHI and financial data, you kind of vet each tool and said, is this tool approved for this type of data or not? And then you have to be really careful when you cross those boundaries, even just sending your colleague a message like, hey, what's going on with patient ABC123? That could be potentially a violation. Like, you can't send that in a Slack message. So if this is on AWS, you've already vetted AWS, you've vetted the whole thing in terms of encrypted in transit, encrypted at rest. That could be really useful in having to bring in extra tools.
Correct. Though, I mean, with third-party tools, I really don't know how this would work, because if there are third-party tools that are end-to-end encrypted, then you need to figure out a way to kind of get access to all of that data for your corporate compliance and pull it all out.
I guess I was meaning replacing third-party tools with thinking of Amazon as mostly, if you already consider that first party, then.
No, I'm fine if everything is in the AWS ecosystem because everything would just plug right in. But if you were a corporation using something like Slack or Jive or one of these products that are used internally for communication, or Skype for that matter, how do you get that data into the system for your compliance? And how do you then layer in Wickr? That's what I'm most curious about. So it's pretty clear on the on Active Directory, SSO, all of those sign-ins and stuff like that. I'm just very curious about how the end-to-end encryption happens and how do you then take the data and still preserve it and store it for compliance.
Okay, and they're here. It's saying you can create and manage Wickr networks, and also Wickr bots. All right, we definitely have to have a good play with this and see what it's doing, exactly where it fits in, what it replaces or aims to replace, what its relationship with Chime is.
Yeah.
But overall, it looks like it could be possibly really exciting.
Could potentially be exciting, but honestly, I have never seen a more vague product announcement than this, where you're still trying to guess at what the product actually does. I was trying to Google for any video, any description by anybody about Wickr, and it's literally just this announcement.
We see a kind of a screenshot in here. You see that it's a there's a window where
I
you're
don't know.
logging in.
I don't know if it's a stock photo or a screenshot. So
I think
it's.
this is
But
I
you
think
can download Wickr on the Wickr page. Might be an interesting exercise to just try that. If you just go up, there's a download Wickr. So you can download it for Mac. I think it's a new client, looks like. It seems about as big as the Chime client. I assume that they just packaged Chime into it.
137 megabytes. Well, oh, here we go. Applications.
We'll probably need to screen share.
Yeah, I'll share that over in a moment. Let's see. Wickr Pro. Okay. Let's do share. Where's the window? Okay. I'm just trying to find the doc says it's launched a window, but I can't find it. All right, let's try that one more time. Here we go. Let me share this window now. Go to share. Let's see. Window. Okay, this is what happens when you download Wickr.
Looks like a completely different UI compared to Chime. And you just enter your email ID?
Well,
or hide your email ID and just sign in?
All right, 1 second here.
Let's try that out. I'd love to see what it looks like. The fun of live streaming a live analysis of a new product.
Now I have to check my email and enter a code. 1 second. I definitely don't have my email on screen. Verify my account. Open Wickr Pro. Okay, now I'll put you back on screen. Okay, all right, 1 second.
I think one of the big opportunities is to simplify how you get communication done.
You know, I'm going to skip this.
By the way, did you do Wickr Me or Wickr Pro?
I did Wickr Pro. I put the window back on. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Welcome
That
to
looks
Wickr.
like Chime on the left. That looks like a redone Chime UI.
Let's see.
Okay, so you have rooms, pretty much like Chime.
Pinning search. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to invite you later and see what this is like.
Yeah.
See if this is a Is it a Slack replacement, or like I said, is it a layer over Chime?
At first look, it literally looks like Chime. It looks like a reskinned Chime to me. But let's play around with it through the week, and we will get back to all of you on with what we think about it.
So can we give this a simplified or complicated rating yet? I don't know if we can.
I don't think we can yet, till we understand exactly what it does. So let's reserve judgment on this one till next week, and we'll bring it back next week. So while we are on this subject, let me just talk about what I have, and I really hope that this is nothing like Chime. The thing that I hate about Chime is that it feels like an external product that's kind of, somehow hammered into the AWS console with a very, very shoddy integration. So for example, in Chime, if you have to provision a user, you have to go into your AWS console, go into the Chime app, and then provision folks over there. And then there's a separate set of credentials to log into Chime, which is not your AWS console credentials. It's not it's not those identities or keys. It's something completely different.
That's almost how Amplify console felt at first.
Yes.
When it's like, wait, this is a separate system.
Correct. And unfortunately, Chime is still that way. Chime doesn't feel integrated at all into the AWS ecosystem. So I really hope that they've not made the same mistakes with this. So that's going to be my hope. I'm going to try this out. In fact, I've already downloaded the client. We'll see how easy or difficult this becomes.
Well, send me a Wickr message. I wonder if that's going to be a new verb. Can you Wickr me? I know. Hey, Slack me. All right. Can you Wickr me and see what happens?
Skype me. You can Wickr me. I think someday there's going to be a word that's just going to sound awful in a sentence.
Oh, yeah.
And as a verb.
All right. Well, we're going to put a question mark on this one for now. And let's have a quick break. And we come back. I think we've got another breaking announcement.
Yeah.
Public cloud costs going up and your AWS bill growing without the right cost control.